Today I want to speak on processes, roles, and responsibilities and how important those three things are. They go hand in hand. I'm going to give you a real life example. I might have mentioned on this channel before, but I got my start in the kitchen equipment manufacturing space. My family owned a stainless steel kitchen equipment business, and we were doing pretty well. We got around 4 to 5 million in revenue. We were doing really well. We did things for companies like Starbucks and major restaurant chains in the Northwest, and that's really where I got my start. That was my bachelor's degree in business, if you will. Really cherished that time, and I wouldn't be where I am without that experience. But to my story, why roles, responsibilities, and processes, those three things kind of go hand in hand, and why they're so important in business. When I first got into sales, I started at the bottom of my family business. I was literally the last man on the totem pole. I was in shipping and receiving, just learning the ropes of the business. It was the best thing for me. I think I was there for about 11 months in that role. And then finally got my chance in sales. That's what I was good at. I had sales jobs before I started working for my family business. And when I got into it, I didn't understand roles and responsibilities. I mean, I think I was 21 or 22 years old at the time. And I get in there, and I'll never forget, I had a project. There was a guy up in, I want to say he was up in Astoria, Oregon, which, yeah, that's where the Goonies was filmed, if anyone is a Goonies fan out there. But this guy needed, if I remember right, just a couple of stainless steel countertops or tables, one or the other. And I sold him the project, got him, he was able to give me a PO, everything was smooth. From that point on, what I should have done was give it to our project manager. I was very, very green. And what I mean by that is I didn't really know what I was doing outside of just selling the product. I didn't know much of anything at that time. And should have handed the folder and the job to a project manager to run it through the shop, get the tables produced, and then get it shipped out. Done. My hands would have been clean. I would have sold a project, would have made money on it. It would have been all great. If I would have known. Hindsight 2020, right? For some reason, because I didn't understand roles, responsibilities, and processes at that time, I want to say this was my first month in sales. I, for some reason, decided to handhold the project. Couldn't really tell you why I decided to do this. I really think it's just because I didn't understand roles, responsibilities, and processes. I handheld the project, kept the folder on my desk, tried to work with engineering. I mean, I literally was doing the job of the project manager. Measurements were wrong. Engineering didn't know what was going on. The whole thing was a giant cluster. Okay, it was a giant cluster, and I'll never forget. We had a project manager that I wasn't the biggest fan of at the time. Looking back, he was still a dick, still an asshole, but he was what I needed at that time. He didn't need to do it necessarily in the ways that he treated people, but I think it was good for my growth at the time. And I'll never forget, he walks into the sales office and he's cussing up a storm at me. I mean, this guy was he had a tough upbringing, I think, but you know, he was pretty fiery. And Garrett, what the heck? This measurement's screwed up, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but this measurement's screwed up, that's screwed up. Don't let this happen again. Like, you need to give me folders. What the heck, man? Blah 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 blah. Going on and on. And I was pretty pissed. But looking back, this is why there's roles, responsibilities, and processes. Give things to people that it's the highest and best use of their time, and it's their responsibility to get this part of the project done. If you hoard jobs that aren't yours, processes get broken, people get frustrated, and worst of all, projects get screwed up and your clients get burned. So I hope this video helped anyone that may be going through an issue with roles, responsibilities, and processes. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation on this with some of you guys, and feel free to reach out if this is something that maybe you're coming into in your business career.